Hola a todos, bienvenidos a mi canal. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm actually partnering up with my friend Ozna. So she is basically launching an online tutoring website to teach people so that people around the world can learn Spanish. And I decided to basically partner up with her to explain, to share my story with learning Spanish, how I learned it, why I learned it, and the benefits of speaking the language now. I hope you guys like this video, and I hope that if you find it interesting, you share it with other people. If you're already subscribed to my channel, please click on the little bell button so that you'd always get all the notifications and you don't miss any videos from me. If you're not subscribed already and you like the content, please subscribe. Alright then, let's get straight into it. From the time I was a kid, we always used to watch telenovelas, although they were like dubbed in French, because I grew up in the Ivory Coast. So I remember watching Ruby, I remember watching Muñeca Brava, Maria del Barrio, all these telenovelas, and it was kind of like I knew that a part of it was missing, because when you have like the lips moving at a different speed than the words coming out, it always feels so different. So I was like, I'm gonna one day learn this language and be able to understand what they are saying in the original language. So that was my first interest in Spanish. Now when I was in middle school, we had the opportunity of learning a language. I had a really shitty teacher, so unfortunately I wasn't after 3 years of learning Spanish, the only thing that I could say was really Señora Opa, por favor, ¿puedo ir al baño? My last 2 years of high school, I did the IB program. I decided not to take Spanish, but I decided that when I would go to university, I would learn Spanish, and so I took Spanish as my minor. I started university in 2010 with Spanish as my minor. I would say by 2013 I was relatively fluent. I could have a conversation with people, I could read and write perfectly. There was no issues with that. I decided to do one semester abroad, so I went to Madrid. I went to La Universidad Autónoma de Madrid. It was a really good experience, although most of the programs that I took were in English. Outside of the university, and actually even like with the people that I met at the university, I spoke Spanish. Outside of the university, I socialized with a lot of local people, so I spoke Spanish nearly all the time. By the time I came back, my Spanish was like on a different level, but like, you know, I didn't quite like the Spanish the accent from like Spain, so yeah, I already obviously have an accent because of the different languages that I speak, so I knew that I wanted that I was gonna end up with like a weird accent, but I just didn't want to have that Anyway, that is basically why and how I learned Spanish. Now I'm just going to share with you guys 5 tips that really helped me master the language. For one, watching TV shows, movies in Spanish with Spanish subtitles. I remember the first show that I decided to watch back in Spanish was Mi Gorda, I think it's Mi Gorda Bella, the one with the girl that's like supposed to be like big and ugly, and then she loses a ton of weight, and like, yeah, that show. So I watched that on YouTube. I watched all the episodes, the whole, you know, they always have like a ridiculous amount of like episodes. So I watched all of that in Spanish with Spanish subtitles. So that really helped me. Listening to music also really helped me. Reading books, I have especially books that I read books that were originally in Spanish, and I also read books that I had already read in English or French and just purchased the Spanish version. So I read Les Miserables, where's the book? I have the book somewhere here. Los Miserables. I read that book in Spanish, and actually the Spanish version is like a lot less complicated than the French version, so that really helped. having Spanish speaking friends. So I mean, like, depending on where you live, it might not be possible, but with me in Toronto is so diverse, so there are a lot of also specific places where you can hang out to make Spanish friends, but Spanish speaking friends. But yeah, that was one thing that really helped me. So because I had a lot of Spanish speaking friends, I got the opportunity to practice. I also had a lot of like it was really interesting because I had a lot of African friends, like my very close friend Kevin. He speaks Spanish. He's from Congo and Rwanda, I think. I hope I didn't mess this up. He's gonna kill me if I did. Anyway, he spoke Spanish, so like when we were in a place where we wanted to like gossip and we knew like everybody spoke English or French, we would just switch up to Spanish, and that was like that was like a thing. Last thing that really helped me was practicing the vocabulary, like and that was like outside the school and outside the school environment. So like when I learned like the verbs and everything like that, I would repeat it over and over again to make sure that I remember. That is basically a method that I've been using for like the different languages that I learned. Just repetition. So how has Spanish helped my life? YouTube is the first thing. When I actually started YouTube, my channel was in Spanish. My whole channel was in Spanish. I started YouTube in 2013, and that was the first time I was on YouTube in 2013, and I was in Spain. And when I was in Spain, there was like no hair care products. There was like nowhere that I could go to find information about how to take care of my natural hair. You guys may not know this, but this is a wig. Anyway, I have natural hair. So yeah, and the first thing that I did was basically look through YouTube and like find like black girls with natural hair on YouTube that were living in Spain, specifically Madrid, so that they could help me with like and different tips. Once I got that knowledge, I was like, you know what, there are not that many people there, so I'm gonna start a channel I'm gonna start a channel in regards to having natural hair, and I'm also going to do it in Spanish, because even beyond Madrid, there was like literally no information about how to take care of your natural hair in Spanish. And so when I started my channel, I had a lot of subscribers from Colombia, a lot of subscribers from Spain, basically a lot of subscribers who were Afro-Latinas mainly, because it was mainly women who were subscribed to my channel. So I did because it was my first time, I did stop posting videos in Spanish, but right now I have, since I restarted my channel in 2016, I have posted a few videos in Spanish, and I hope to post even more videos in Spanish. Another way Spanish has been useful to my life, I have I have a son, and I'm teaching him Spanish, English, and French. So he's going to be multilingual as well. So the ability to share my knowledge with other people has been like really good for me. Basically, Spanish has also helped me with my work. Although I usually work in a bilingual setting, English, French, a lot of times I've had to speak with Spanish customers, and it's really helped me in that way. Being able to speak a different language has helped me like broaden my like interest with music, with the arts, with TV. I watch all types of things. Yes, I watch Narcos in Spanish without subtitles now. I watch El Chapo in Spanish without subtitles. I can even understand the words of like songs. And yeah, so that's basically how the language has helped me in my life. Oh, also before I forget, my partner is you guys who know, my partner is Mexican, and we do spend like 90% of the time speaking in Spanish, so that has also really been useful. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. I hope you guys also decide to check out Osna's website if you don't speak Spanish and you're interested in learning the language.